Hey guys, I'm Kamen Rider Silver, and today we have a super duper exciting review. We finally have in hand, after 2 years, the Jada Toys Cyberpunk Edgerunners figures. Ever since these were revealed at Toy Fair all the way back in 2023, I have been absolutely anticipating these releases. First off, these are Cyberpunk Edgerunners figures. I love this anime, and I was hoping a company would make them. Second off, it's Jada Toys. Jada Toys is one of the best new and upcoming figure makers, so that was just exciting that they took on this anime franchise. And third of all, these are soft good figures. Look at those soft good jackets and pants. I was so excited to get this in hand, and it is finally here. A long wait, but it is finally here. And this box is really cool. It's not shaped like your normal box. It has a futuristic look to it. You've got David there on the side with some just random schematics and stuff like that. That's really cool. Here on the back, very simple, just a poster of Cyberpunk Edgerunners. And on the side, you got another logo, Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Nothing on the bottom. And a little window at the top. You can see the figure and all his accessories in there. Oh my gosh, let's crack it open. And we are back. Here is David outside of the packaging. And guys, this figure is just, I'm gonna say it right now, this is one of the best domestic US 1/12 figures I have ever seen. This should be the standard going forward for Hasbro, for Jazzwares. This is just amazing. Lots to talk about with this figure. First, we'll start with the accessories. David comes with this pistol right here. A simple little pistol, but definitely in that cyberpunk aesthetic with a little bit of red and gray on there. Then he comes with an alternate head. You've got this angry head, gritting his teeth right there. Very, very nice. And then you've got his arm cannon right there. A little bit of yellow and some skin color and a little bit of gray. And then you have some alternate hands. You have a fist. He comes with these fists on him. He has this hand right here, which is when he's shooting his rocket, or you could hold something in that, I suppose. And then he has his trigger finger hand, and I don't know if this is counted as an accessory, but the little chain came separate in the packaging. So with that out of the way, look at this figure. My goodness. If you know the anime, you know that this is not how David first appears. David is kind of a scrawny kid, and the more he gets sucked into the cyberpunk life, the more kind of roided out he becomes. But it's not real. This is all like cybernetics. He's becoming more and more cybernetic, and we'll see that more with the figure. But here you have his classic iconic Edgerunners look with the the sort of fireman's jacket in universe with the Edgerunners logo on it. And then he has these pants, and all of this is done in just amazing quality soft goods. The jacket feels like real, weatherproof material. The insides have nice cloth. There's some good decals to show like kind of the tubing and stuff like that. His pants are like a real kind of denim material. Once again, some nice paint or decals on there to show the details. And then everything else is a really nice plastic, painted beautifully. Look at those shoes with the neon, very crisp paint application. Even here in his hands, look at that. I thought these little dots were little paint scuffs, but no, those are actually details, all painted, very crisp. And the actual figure itself, we're going to take off the jacket here in a little bit, but the actual figure itself just looks absolutely amazing. Great skin tone, shading on the abs and shading on the musculature, and that face is just an incredible, incredible portrait. Look at that. Even some dry brushing in the hair for some variation, and then right here, even I like this little detail. This is like where his microchip goes in, and then this is the start of the Sandevistan, but we will look at that later. But just overall, just a beautiful figure, quite a presence to him. Like I said, at this point, David is all the way chromed out. He's starting to teeter on the cyber psycho side, so he's real buff. And I'm glad that they went straight for the end of the series look for David, because I think it just looks darn cool. Now let's see if we can get this jacket off very carefully. I'm kind of apprehensive because the jacket and the pants are both, kind of bunched up for the look, but they're not like glued down. So if you want, you can pull these down. And I don't know, I just don't want to ruin this look that is already set in place, but we'll do it for the meme. And it is meant to come off. So let's take it off. All right, with the jacket off, here is the figure, and wow, I'm glad I took it off because this just reveals so much more detail. You can see all these, it's hard to see, but these panel lines throughout the figure to show, this is cybernetic skin, this is not real skin, and you can see the articulation better. There's some butterflies in there, so that is very cool, and the shading goes all the way through. And then turning him around, here is his main cybernetic, the Sandavestin, I don't know. It's something like that. But it is a spinal, a spinal cybernetic transplant that he gets put in. And basically this just makes him move super duper fast. Almost makes him like stop time, like Dio's. Oh, wow, though. It kind of makes him stop time almost. That's how fast he moves. And then he can beat up his enemies and then make time move normal speed again, and then they're all beat up. So that is really cool. And then you can see kind of these straps better. These are not soft, these are plastic, but that looks really, really darn cool back there. Let's swap out his elbow or his forearm right here for the cannon. At first when I saw this little tab right here, I was like, oh, that kind of sticks out, but this is how this works. This is like a little cybernetic flap that would come up in the show, so it makes sense that that's there. Now I'm definitely going to lose this. This is a tiny, tiny little piece. But you put the cannon in like this with the little tab hanging back. And actually, before we do that, let's put the right hand on. Hand came off pretty nice and easy. You stick that back in there, and let's also take off the head. Ooh, that came off nice and easy. And let's put on his gritting face. Perfect. And we'll kind of flex the hand down a little bit and put in the rocket. That's cool. Wow. I like this little gun that they gave him, but I do feel like David needs a little bit of a larger gun, but for the time being, that looks darn cool. Awesome. Now, while we have the jacket off, we'll go over articulation. You've got a really nice movement here in the head. You can look up super far, and there's that double ball joint at the top and the bottom of the neck, so you can look down super good as well. You've got those butterflies that we revealed underneath the jacket, so those move really nice. And the arms, this is of course without the jacket. With the jacket it's more hindered, but the arms go up that high and you can swing them all the way around. There's a bicep swivel, and all of the plastic feels real quality. There's a double jointed elbow, very nice. The hand can go up and down, and of course the trigger hand can go like that, like all trigger hands should. There's a pretty good ab crunch. You go in a little bit and back a good amount. You can actually see the ball joint starting to reveal in there. It's not really any movement at the waist. If there is, it might be covered up by the pants a little bit. And there is, pretty good movement right there. I'm trying not to go too crazy so I don't rip these pants. But, there is movement there, and feels like there's a thigh swivel in there and probably double jointed knees. Like I said, I'm not going to force them. And then there's a boot swivel right there, and a hinge at the foot, and a rocker. And I did want to point out that when you pull up the pants a little bit, there is still like those lines in there. So it seems like they did sculpt his legs as well. But That is very, very cool. See what I'm talking about right here? These like to come down a little bit, and I have seen some people wrongfully pull the pant all the way down, and that's just not the right look for David. So let's put the coat back on. Okay, that was pretty easy to put back on and not too bad to, pull up the sleeves again. I do want to note that there are bendy wires here in the coat, which is awesome, here in the collar and right here along the zipper, so you can pose that however you like. That's really cool. And yeah, this necklace right here kind of floats around a little bit, and this little like knot right here kind of sometimes comes in the front and looks weird, so you have to kind of adjust it, but that is a small nitpick, but overall that looks darn cool. Scaling David up, he is a little bit bigger, which is proper for this figure. He is a little over 6.5 inches, which is great because at this point in David's career, he is quite large. Bringing in a 1/12 scale figure, here is a Marvel Legends Spider-Man, so you can see they scale very nicely together in that perfect 1/12 scale. And then bringing in like another anime character, here is the SH Figure Arts Izuku Midoriya, and once again, I think that's pretty darn good scale. For another comparison, here is David next to the Jazzwares Toys Total Anime Kaneki. Now, the Total Anime line is something that I would say is kind of comparable to this Jada line. They're both domestic toy companies that seem to be trying to do kind of import style figures. Of course, Jazzwares figures are a lot cheaper, which I think that, they're a pretty darn good value for what you get. But the line seems to be kind of going down in quality, which is sad to see, where Jada's is only going up. But I thought it would be a good comparison, and they're about the same size, which is pretty cool. Bringing in my only other Cyberpunk figure that I had access to, this is Johnny Silverhand from McFarlane Toys. And I'm thanking the stars every single day that Jada Toys picked up Cyberpunk Edgerunners and not McFarlane. This Johnny Silverhand is okay, but the McFarlane scale is just way too big. They don't scale with nothing. They don't even scale with McFarlane figures, and no one collects enough McFarlane figures to have a 7-inch scale collection. Sorry, that was my McFarlane rant, but it is cool to have two Cyberpunk figures side by side. So there you go, guys. There was a look at the Jada Toys Cyberpunk Edgerunners David Martinez figure. Oh my gosh, guys. You just don't know how good it feels to finally have this figure in hands. For so many years, I looked at those Toy Fair photos, sent it to my friends saying, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? I want it so bad. And it is finally here. And the execution is just absolutely amazing. Jada Toys, you are so awesome. I like that Jada Toys recognized that if they wanted to make a high quality product like this, they would need to raise the price a bit. Their Street Fighter figures are around $20 to $25, and those don't have soft goods and stuff like that. This figure was just a little bit under $50, so they raised the price, but it was for good reason. You've got soft goods, you've got beautiful painting and sculpting, awesome accessories. So I think it was warranted, and they were honest and said, hey, we're going to have to raise the price, but the quality is going to go up. And this figure is continuing. They already have a Lucy figure out. That figure is not $50. That figure is cheaper. So they're pricing them based on, I guess, the amount of soft goods they have, the amount of detail it took. So we are getting 2 more figures in the line. We're getting Rebecca and Maine at the moment. I can imagine they'll make more. And so maybe Maine costs a little more than David, and maybe Rebecca costs a little less than Lucy. Who knows? But I am happy that Jada has this license. And I'm super happy that Jada now has the Invincible license. Oh my gosh, can you imagine Invincible figures with this kind of quality? I'm going to get them all. I'm literally going to buy them all. So this is just a taste of what's to come from Jada. Very, very exciting, and I absolutely love this figure. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!